Alrighty, let's bang out some picks real quick. Let's just get them out of the way. Last week, I went 12-4. Did pretty good. Outside of the Cowboys comeback, the Eagles disaster, and two other games. I think the Raiders actually was a third. But yeah, I did pretty good. And then the previous week I did 10-6, so I got a 22-10 record, which through 2 weeks, it's probably the best I've done in a long time. So week 3 tomorrow, Dolphins at the Jags. I'm going to go with the Jags. I think Gardner Minshew is going to get it done. I think he's going to have a good game against the Dolphins. It's going to be a good game overall. Ryan Fitzpatrick versus Gardner Minshew. The beard versus the mustache should be very fun. 49ers at the Giants. This is a toss-up due to injuries. Jimmy Garoppolo might play, but they lost Bosa. They lost some other, I forget his name, Solomon Thomas, right? Defensive pass rusher for them. And Raheem Mostert. I mean, they got decimated with injuries. I'm going to go with the 49ers, so I think they're going to find a way to do it, even if Jimmy Garoppolo doesn't manage to play. I think he's going to find a way to do it. Washington at the Browns. I'm going to go with the Browns in this one. I think at home against Washington, especially after last week against the Bengals, they'll do pretty good. I think they'll do pretty good, coming off of a couple of extra days rest. Speaking of extra days rest, Bengals at the Eagles. I'll talk about that on Friday, but you already know what I'm going to say. Actually, you don't know what I'm going to say. I don't even know what I'm going to say. Why am I talking about it? Let's move on. Raiders at the Patriots. I'm going to go with the Raiders. I feel like that offense is popping. I think the Raiders are going to get some big-time momentum after knocking off Drew Brees at their first game in Las Vegas as well. They're going to have some momentum, and I think the Patriots, they're going to have to continue to find out how to work with Cam Newton. But I'm gonna go with the Raiders in a very close game, much better of a game than you would think it would be. Moving on, Bears at the Falcons. I'm going to go with the Falcons on this one. Actually, you know what? Screw that. I'm going to go with the Bears. Or should I just stick with my gut? Because the Falcons, they choked the last game that I picked them. And the Bears, they were right. I was right, and they beat the Giants, and they played pretty well, but they didn't score that many points. I'll go with the Falcons. I'll stick to my gut. Rams at the Bills. Go Bills. Screw the Rams. Texans at the Steelers. I'm going to go with the Steelers. I think that defense is going to shut down Deshaun Watson, Brandon Cooks, Will Fuller, Randall Cobb, and David Johnson. I think that they're going to have a slow start against Pittsburgh on the road, and I think they're going to pick up that win against the Texans. Titans at the Vikings. Titans. The Vikings have struggled. They're 0-2. They did not look good last week whatsoever against an Indianapolis Colts team. They're playing a better AFC South rival in the Titans. Titans are going to pick that game up and win. Panthers at the Chargers. Justin Herbert is going to get a second start because of Tyrod Taylor's crazy lung puncture when trying to get some painkiller injection. Like, that's insane. But I'm going to give it to the Chargers. I think I liked what I saw. And I think against the Panthers, they're going to struggle a little bit. But it's going to be a pretty good game overall. Jets at the Colts. I'm going to go with the Colts on this one. Go Frank Reich. Cowboys at the Seahawks. Go Seahawks all the way, man. I think that they're going to be the better team. I think overall they're the more balanced and better team. The Cowboys have a good offense, but that defense is very suspect. So we'll see how that goes. I think the Seahawks are going to win. Russell Wilson's going to be too much for the Cowboys. That's my opinion. Lions at the Cardinals. I'm going to go with the Cardinals. 3-0 start for them. Kyler Murray, DeAndre Hopkins doing a lot of good down there. I think they're going to win that game. Buccaneers at the Broncos. I'm going to go with the Buccaneers. It's going to be an underrated, fun game to watch right there. A defense that's pretty good versus a Tampa Bay Buccaneers team that's still trying to find their groove offensively. It's going to be a fun one. Packers at the Saints. Go, Pack, go. I'm going to root with the Packers. I think that they're going to be able to do it, especially if Michael Thomas isn't able to play. Aaron Rodgers has put up 40 points on back-to-back games. That Packers team is going at it. They're doing really good. That's a good Sunday Night Football game as well. Packers are going to win that one. And finally, the Chiefs at the Ravens. Now, this is a toss-up right here. It's going to be one of the best games that we're going to see of this year by far. I wish it was later on in the season, but I'm going to go with the Ravens. I'm going to say that the home team is going to win. I'm going to think that they're going to find a way to slow down Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid in that offense there in Baltimore. I think Lamar Jackson is going to have a huge game, and those are my picks. Let me know what your picks are. And I'll see you all in the next video, most likely tomorrow, complaining about Carson Wentz ahead of time against the Cincinnati Bengals. Peace out, you guys. Fly Eagles fly as always.